Hey everyone, this is Perfect Legend, and the Ermac update is here for Mortal Kombat. It's shaking up a lot in a good way, so let's dive right into it.
He's the player with foot in opponent's mouth disease, Carl Perfect Legend White.
Real quick, my comprehensive fight game strategy guidebook, Game Fu Way of the Digital Fist, is now available in paperback. When you're ready to take your game to the next level for the new era, the link is in the description. Now let's get into the video. The MK1 patch is pretty good. I'm very pleased with it. I was well, outside of just Ermac coming in and the changes to the cameos and stuff, this is big because now we have Krossplay King of the Hill. And with Krossplay King of the Hill, we can now have crossplay tournaments. We couldn't have crossplay tournaments for the first what they say 8 months of the game. I'm not sure how long it's been, but you could do crossplay ranked as of maybe 2 months ago, but now we can do crossplay tournaments, which is dope. So I actually have a lot of international players that come to my stream and in my community to play. So I tested with them as well as people I play with in my area, like domestically. And so before the patch, when I would play, I had played a set with Ketchup actually, and even though it's very playable, you can't really see what's going on the screen because the rollback was so high, like the characters would stutter and skip. But now it's very smooth in comparison, and like I can finally see what the characters are doing and defend better. And I think that this is 180 to a 200 ping that I'm playing in. Before it was unplayable. Now it's like, hey, I'll play a tournament in that on Mortal Kombat. That's how good it feels to me. And this is pretty important for the scene and will directly affect content creation because people can, do more collabs with people on different platforms. And then competitive play will just make the tournaments bigger because everyone can compete now because there's a big scene on Xbox and on PC as well, of course, PS5. But moving on to like Ermac returning is great because he brings a fun dynamic to Mortal Kombat, just the way he controls the screen and of course like his story and lore and stuff. But from what I've been seeing playing with him, he brings back his familiar playstyle, but like a new flavor to him. So he still has a lot of his same moves, and he flows very well. And he's awesome to watch his animations and stuff. It's like watching a Ghost Ninja or something. And he feels pretty solid too. I needed some more time to like learn all the stuff because I only played it for a couple hours, but I'll have his combos and stuff down next time I play with him. And there was much needed nerfs and buffs across the board for the characters and the cameos. Like one, Raiden, for example, is a big one. Now with what they did to him, his gameplay is less of a script that you just rinse repeat until you get a win, and he has to be a lot more thoughtful with his tools. Like Electric Fly has more recovery on whiff now, making it easier to punish or challenge him for doing it. So because before he did it, he could just get up immediately and just start moving around. So now you're going to have to absolutely spend cameo with it to cover it, or you get punished. And his Storm Cell is a lot more unsafe on block, and he can't just check you with down one Storm Cell all day, because now you can block it and then jump out of it and punish him on the way down. Like if you were to jump over a command grab, that's how unsafe it is. The only way for him to get Storm Cell to jail would be down 4 because of the hit stun or the block stun and the cancel advantage that is on the down 4 to the special, and that's why it still works. His down back 2 was buffed, so now like when he's electric charged, like when his body is showing like electricity going around because of a little talisman he's got, once he's charged and he does down back 2, he will be -5 on block and is a big pushback. So like, I guess this is so, all right, in those instances where I'm pretty sure his game plan will probably still be block string into Storm Cell and call cameo to stay safe and do chip damage and stuff. But in those moments where he may not have cameo, or the opponent might be on point with flaws blocking it, then you can do down back 2, which would be a change of timing, and also it still gets the job done as far as maintaining safety and really not let them get a control on neutral. This move to me is very reminiscent of his variation 2 Raiden, where he had to charge up with the electric charge, and then he would do a down forward 2, and it will do a lot of pushback. Is very similar to that I noticed. But I think Raiden will still be good even with these changes. It's just that you have to be a lot more thoughtful with what he's doing and have more finesse. And then they did changes to cameos, like Kung Lao's ground hat no longer hits low. Well, it no longer hits airborne opponents. So you're in the air, I guess it just passes through you. And this is a universal change to moves that like that, because Tremor's low assists from his cameo do the same thing now. And a big buff that Scorpion got, which is great because I use this character frequently. I have so much fun with Scorpion. I'm actually already pretty strong with Scorpion, but now with this buff, his forward 3 string now has a kick ender that's a mid, and you can't down one the neutral duck to just interrupt to stop, and you have to armor. So he can stagger with forward 3 now to make you hesitant on when you should try to poke back or not, and then it's a lot easier for you to get caught by forward 2 to forward 3-2 or forward 3 into like a cameo or something. And yeah, it's really, this is exactly what Scorpion needed, and I there's nothing else I would ask for with him. I thought he was solid. And Shujinko got buffed. Shujinko now has extra moves that he can do with his cameo, and it makes a lot of his synergy with different characters a lot more potent, because now he's just a lot more of a threat on the screen with what he can do. And it was like a laundry list of changes, and we'll just have to play through it and see what happens, because we can see all the moves and stuff, but just seeing the changes in the meta that it's going to do, because it shakes things up. Like, he has a lot of HP for a cameo that he adds to your character, and then once he's charged up, and you don't want to charge up because his special moves are kind of annoying to deal with, and so you try to hit him, and then the mind game becomes, oh, you can't let Shujinko charge up, and then you get punished trying to stop him from charging up, and it's just a whole cool dynamic there. And Rain got some new moves. Reptile got a new cancel that he can do, so when he does his teleport, he can actually cancel it, and it makes his movement and whole dynamic, and when you try to challenge him, different. And Peacemaker got a lot of nerfs, so now he can't absorb so many projectiles with his shield anymore. And there's a bunch of other changes, but that was the most significant one to me. When I don't know, I'm just excited to play the game. There's other changes that were made as well to some of the cameos, but I just want to play through it at this point and get to it, and I'll just cover interesting stuff individually and following videos, because I kind of just want to get back to playing. And also I'm just really excited because now with Krossplay, I can finally play in tournament. Everybody's like, why don't you play in Mortal Kombat tournaments? Why are you ducking and dodging? I wasn't. I play on PC. I decided to, upgrade my computer for this era of gaming and stuff. And because I saw at least how NetPlay works and everything, it's a little bit more stable on PC, and the input delay is a little bit better. While PS5, I think, is probably the most consistent for offline, as far as like everybody being able to get a affordable setup, and getting a bunch of PCs and stuff. Like, you just got to invest in that over time. PS5, you can probably get a sponsor from Sony or something like that if they're generous enough to work with you. But for the most part, yeah, just I wasn't able to play nothing. I don't know they're going to open up crossplay for Pro Comp, or if there's any more Pro Comp online tournaments to play in that they will include crossplay in. But you can see me probably entering Tampa Never Sleeps, and I'm gonna see about other events that is hosting stuff. I know Risp Arena, they're doing things hopefully Aquaman and Destroyer open up their events as well, and Slayer. But yeah, I've been wanting to play, so I'm excited, looking forward to it. I'll just be grinding with my crew on stream. I got a lot of great players I can play with that grind as well or grind as much as I do, and lab, and we give each other a run for money, and it's great. I love it. So hopefully we see them in turn 2. But yeah, overall this patch I think is great. Crossplay, we all can play with each other now, and the shakeups and the characters, and it doesn't feel like, oh yeah, it's just all it's nerfs to like the brain dead strategies. Honestly, they want people to think, and I like it. And I'm not saying this to talk bad about anything, but I think Mortal Kombat right now competitively, and I'll tell you why I feel that way after I say that, or say this, is that is competitively the most solid fighting game, modern fighting game, like the just recent release. I'm talking about out of the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. And I'm not saying that to say those games are bad or anything's wrong with them, but this is how I'm judging games. So like, you might, I don't know, you see on Twitter people talk about casino gaming, or it's really just a reference to how some of the games is just starting to feel like coin flips or rock paper scissors or whatever, like you're in a casino and you're just gambling, right? And that's because like the different elements of the game, like in Tekken, for example, somebody can just heat burst you and kind of carry that momentum onto a dub because of all the damage and situations that come from it. You staying constant frame disadvantage when you're fighting against people in that game. Then it can basically challenge you with a move that will power crush and go through your moves and stuff. So there's a lot of disrespectful variables there that can really disrupt the neutral, and you got to be always on point. Like, all right here he might power crush, or they might heat burst, or they might rage art. There's always something you got to be looking for and worried about when it comes to that. Mortal Kombat, I think when it comes to like opening somebody up defensively, there's a little bit more you got to do. Now there are certain situations, people were talking, well, what about Kenshi? Kenshi still gotta put Sento on the screen, lock you down, and then do overhead low mix-ups and set you up. And like, there's ways to challenge it. There's ways with cameos you can use to escape it. Well, I said challenge, but armor, all that stuff. You can hit Sento, and then on top of that, you gotta keep in mind when Kenshi has Sento out, he cannot armor anything. So you have to be disrespectful and also thoughtful when you're fighting the character. But it's not like you might just get up on them and just start robbing people with it. You got to get it set up and stuff. Like, you can't just press a button and now it's your turn and stuff. It's not like a fatal blow comes out and like the fatal blow in this game is also a lot easier, I think, to deal with and challenge too, because like it's a little bit slower. You block it, it's really punishable, and that's that. You only get it once per round. You don't get it every round either. And I really like the ways you challenge strategies. You got the up block for overheads and jump ins, and then you can use the cameos to counter someone's neutral. They can be trying to zone you, and you can have a cameo set up or strategy with your team to stop that. Or you can have a team to rush down or whatever. I think there are different ways to play this game. At least that's how I play. If you see me play the game and the people I play with play, you'll probably be thinking like, oh, what? We didn't know about this. So I don't know. I see a lot of or hear a lot of negativity about the game, but every time I play it, it's like when someone tells you some food is nasty and you're like, what? That's nasty? And you go bite into it. You're like, it's good to me. This is good. Like, it's just, I guess people are looking for different things, but in terms of what I look for in a fighting game, especially like with Mortal Kombat, I already know what they're bringing to the table in different instances. But like, Mortal Kombat is a game, at least if you look at MK3, where you come in, you do a stagger, and you try to see if that stagger got a hit, and then you confirm it and you do your combo. If it don't happen, then you back off and you play neutral again until you can try to get opening. And there isn't any like guessing there. It's just like, hey, there is like, so the person tries to press at the wrong time thinking they're about to get out the stagger, they get hit. but that comes from you conditioning your opponent. You don't, it's not to where it's like random. And yeah, there are, as I said earlier, you know, overhead low mix-ups and stuff in this game, but it's not as simple to do with like Baraka. Yeah, I know people get hit by back three and forward three and stuff, but man, you gotta really get conditioned to get hit by that. You're mixing up like a what is it, 16 frame or something low and a 30 frame overhead. I'm sorry, but that doesn't hit nobody. That is on point with their reactions, especially in an environment with no lag or no delay. But those are the type of mix-ups that people get opened up by, but they're not like same frame 15 and 16 overhead low. And then if it's something like that, there's a counter strategy around it, like, all right, don't stand point blank range or whatever. And then you got a character that you would think would be the most problematic and the most complained about would be Smoke, right? He turns invisible and can do mix-ups, and he can even block you while he's invisible, and he doesn't turn back invisible, and he can set up weird to block situations. But his forward three is so much faster than his overhead, his back two. He has to do stuff like whiff the forward three, so the two comes out while they're looking for the three. It's a lot of different layers that you have to go through to break someone's defense down. I feel like in MK1, that's how it is to me. Even if it's just like a standalone overhead, the character might have an already built-in drawback. Like for example, Kung Lao's forward two is 18 frame overhead. He doesn't have a super fast low outside of his sweep or down four. But for him to make his sweep problematic, he needs like a launching assist like Goro, right? So that's one aspect of that. But again, I feel like you have to go through different layers to create that. Like, yeah, I know Goro Lao's annoying because he's an armor launcher and stuff, but he even has strategies to counter that strategy too, and it's not as easy to just, you know, go over that. Goro takes 1,000 years to recover on when you use his cameo. So if you're good at challenging him and avoiding that Kung Lao team chemistry with Goro, it's really difficult for Kung Lao to build meter and like stay in the game. So people gotta get better with the counter strategies, I guess. That's where I'm going here. But what I'm saying is, I think the game is in a great spot, and I'm looking forward to seeing more what they do now that crossplay is in place, so we can do more tournaments or more or inclusive tournaments where everybody's platform. It's going to be great. And we still got more DLC coming with Takeda, Movado, and well, in the order, Movado, Takeda, and Homelander, right? I think there might be another cameo coming. I can't remember, or I could be wrong. But if I'm wrong, sorry. But yeah, we're about to have a pretty robust and open-ended game, because it seems like a lot of characters can do different stuff. They're all playing Mortal Kombat, and you know, one more thing I want to say about like the offense, like you have the other offense, the hard to block was, right? You set the overhead low, really, that's hard to block. You do the overhead or the low in different order to mix somebody up, but it's not a true unblockable. They can still block it. There's just, like I said, there's layers to opening people up. But yeah, anyway, hope to catch you guys on stream. And if you guys want to get some viewer matches in, pull up. You already know what's up. Join the Discord and engage with the homies, and let's level up and beat each other up. All right, y'all. Peace out.